I'm speaking to Greg Larson. I'm going to ask you a few questions. You are not only the 2015 president of the North Dakota Association of Realtors, but you are also a victim of the floods that took place in your state in 2011. Tell us what you remember about the devastation and how it affected members of your community, obviously.
Well, that flood was an unusual flood. It's sort of like a cousin you don't like who comes and stays and won't leave. This flood was caused because the dams that were supposed to prevent flood occurrences on the Missouri River got overloaded, and so they had to let the water out. So the water started rising, it affected my house, and 93 days later the water went away and we could walk into my house. So we had a 93-day flood, which is very unusual.
Obviously, it's personal for you and your community. You were saying that things happen that you don't realize will happen when these kinds of devastations occur.
Yeah, well, to just jump back a bit, they kept saying, your house is okay, we won't be releasing that much. Your house is okay, we won't be releasing that much. Okay, we got to open it wide open, your house is going to get washed away. And we did watch part of it start to wash away, but what happened was the current was so strong that it dug out the bottom of the river, and it didn't rise as high as they thought it would. So even though we had a 7-mile-an-hour current going by both sides of our house, the foundation pretty much held. We lost the sunroom is all, so that was good. But the things you don't expect, things you don't get back, things you have to evacuate. By the time we realized we had to leave, everything we took out of our house we took out in waist-deep water on a raft. Somewhere in there we had just rescued an English bulldog, and he didn't make it out through that whole flood process. He didn't survive it. We just couldn't find him.
And that's the stuff you don't recover from.
That's right. You don't. It's those losses. And during this, there was a flood north of us in Minot. It was a typical flood. Since we could do nothing with our house, and my daughter was also flooded in our flood, we ran up to Minot and we were helping people sandbag and stuff. And when you move back in, there's just things you don't know where they are. You can't find. We've lost our wedding book. We've lost. I'm a hobby chef. We lost some of my favorite cooking stuff. We don't know where they're at, but that's a small thing. We're healthy, we're happy, we're home. It's all good in the end.
Just like you helped other people, you also got a lot of help in your community. How did the REALTORS Relief Foundation play a role in getting the community back on its feet?
Well, in Bismarck, they gave grants just to help you with your upfront expenses, and that's what I got. And the really interesting thing is, I got a grant from the Relief Fund within 2 weeks. I think it was 10 days after the flood started. I got a grant, and my daughter got a grant. I didn't get another check or an insurance settlement. I got this one like June 10th. I didn't get another insurance settlement check until January of 2012. It took that long for them to decide what was covered and what wasn't covered, and how I met the legal definition of flood, and if I didn't meet the legal definition of flood. And so the rapidity of the response, that we're here for you, here it is, was just overwhelming.
And it made a difference. I mean, how could you have survived otherwise?
Yeah. Right, yeah.
What items has the North Dakota Association of Realtors donated for the silent auction? We're talking about something happy now.
We donated 2 gift boxes of gift cards. There's Barnes & Noble, I think there's Starbucks, there's Best Buy, and an American Express gift card. So bid on it, get it, and go Christmas shopping.
And what are you bidding on?
Actually, I hope nobody but me bids on the Ruth's Chris gift card that's out there.
But if you have competition, that's not a bad thing, right?
I'll take them to it. It's a good cause. I do most of my Realtor Relief things with my dues billing, but yeah, you can't lose.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Mr. Lawson. It was great talking to you. Nice meeting you.